is what I see. And I've had 70 or 80 reach out to me privately and say the same thing. I've even had them tap me on the shoulder at the crematorium and say, thanks for reaching out, you know, thanks for speaking out. And I'll say, well, that's great. What about you speaking out? And they go, oh, well, you know, I'll get the sack. And, do you know, so I don't mind getting wet, bruv. There's nothing special about me. If these lot can get wet, I can get wet. And so I know what I see, and it was very interesting sitting with Sir Graham. Now, my business is people, you know. I look at people and I suss them out in a few exchanges, and then I'm probably different things to different people. That's the art of being a good undertaker, is bonding with that family. And I can tell you, I looked at Sir Graham, he knew. He was like a guy with a kid with his hand caught in the biscuit tin. He couldn't get out of that meeting quick enough, I tell you. He knew what was going on. These people know, and they look at you as livestock. And I tell you why I think, on reflection, there's a number of reasons they're targeting Europe and the US. One is the pension pot. There's nothing in there. And a little indicator for that was a couple of years ago when the ages for women, didn't they? You couldn't get your pension for a couple more years because there's nothing there, so they've done it all. And I spoke to a number, reached out to me and confirmed that. It's easier to kill you off than it is to try and pay your pension they ain't got, you know? I also think, when you think about Europe and the US, apparently we use 80% of the resources but represent 20% of the population. So there's another reason to target us and to thin us out. I know what's happening, you know, people can deny it, but there's a growing number of doctors who are gradually stepping out. I watched an ICU doctor this morning cried his heart out, saying what he thought. I put it on Facebook. I was banned within like 30 seconds, so another 30-day ban, you know. But I don't care. They can do whatever they want, because I tell you, the future, the way they're going, the future is really grim, and that's monkeypox. Like you're fucking idiots, like you're monkeys, aren't you? You know, how can they be so stupid? How can they be so stupid? And it's very interesting because they've made a few mistakes on the way. One of the biggest ones was the political knives out for Boris, and they released that Partygate. You know, we've been told about Partygate, haven't we? Now, think about it logically. They're so busy trying to stick the knife in Boris to put another monster in, that what they didn't realise is that actually they were all there. They were all partying. So why knocking you down and ruining your businesses and telling you couldn't see your families? They were all having a word of a time. Do you know why? Because they knew there was no pandemic. They knew. They knew. I'm going to close by just telling you a little bit about, just before Christmas, I was warned that if I keep speaking out, I'd get targeted. And lo and behold, despite handling deadly infectious cases for 2 years, I suddenly fell ill just before Christmas. And I was short of breath, I couldn't breathe, you know, and I got admitted to hospital. It was very interesting because the ambulance crew turned up and there was a female paramedic, and straight away she went in on the attack. I can't believe how selfish you are. You know, this is why I'm fighting for breath. So it felt like I'd been poisoned. I didn't feel like I was ill, you know. So went into hospital, laid there. They took 3 or 4 lateral flow tests, and I was the only one in there, despite the fact they'd been swamped. And all 4 tests, or 3 or 4 tests they did, they were all negative. So I never had COVID. She said, it's not COVID. I was like, well, what is it then, you know? I said, oh, I don't know, but we'll put you up on the ward. So they put me up on the ward. The following morning, this was early hours of the morning, so the following morning, the consultant came round and he said, right, he said, he sat on the bed and he was maybe mid-50s, quite suave. You know, one of them guys you look at and think, he's a good-looking bastard. He was a real good-looking guy. And he said to me, we're going to start you on some remdesivir. And I said, no, you're not. And he said, well, why? And I said, well, let's Google remdesivir and see the side effects. Breathing difficulty, blood pressure, liver, kidney function. And lo and behold, what are all these people dying from who have been treated for COVID? Liver and kidney function. You know? How can people not see it? Now, let me tell you an interesting story. Fauci was using remdesivir to treat Ebola patients in Africa a number of years ago, right? And he was targeting all kids that were 7 days old and over 3.5 kilograms in weight using remdesivir. Do you know what the mortality rate was of that? 53%. 53% of these kids that he gave remdesivir died. And do you know what they died from? kidney and liver failure. So I asked him, I said, you know, what basis are you getting? Oh, well, I'm only doing what I'm told, and he stomped off. And I never saw that consultant again. So later in the day, I would say about dinner time, I had a young girl sitting there. I say young, she was probably late 30s, as young to me. And she sat on the bed and she said, hi, I'm whoever she was, from Oxford University, right? So, Oxford University, that's Australia. I said, what are you here for then? She said, we're here to save your life. And I said, oh, okay then. She said, we want to treat you for your COVID. I said, but I've had 3 or 4 negative COVID tests, so clearly I'm not COVID. Because they're making palliative care decisions on the basis of these tests. So I tested negative. So why would you want to treat me for COVID? Oh yeah, we're going to save you, being told we're going to save you. We're offering you something called toxilizumab and another one called baricitinib. And I know baricitinib is used to treat chronic arthritis apparently. So I said, okay, I said, give me this pen, and I had the phone, and I said, let's Google what the side effects are. Breathing difficulty, kidney function, liver function. Why would you want to give that to a respiratory patient? And she said, oh, I'm doing what I'm told. No one scuttled off. Couldn't justify why she was doing it. But and I tell you, on reflection, what they wanted, they see me, they want to portray me as a prominent anti-vaxxer. I'm not, I'm just an undertaker who's seen loads of people die after having an injection. Kids in their 20s and 30s, people that shouldn't be dying, you know. It's as simple as that, you know. What they wanted was the death of a prominent anti-vaxxer from COVID. That's what they wanted, and it was funny because they know what I've been saying, and I never hear from the BBC. And lo and behold, after my hospital release, I get the phone call from the BBC at the funeral. Freak out, it's radio. So I kind of said, "Oh, hi, how can I help? We want to know all about your COVID experience." So I said, "Okay." I said, "I don't think you do." And he said, "Why?" And we had a chat for about 15, 20 minutes, and I told him exactly what had happened, you know. And he said, "Well, what about?" He said, and he said, "Give me a minute," and he went off the phone. And then he came back. He was obviously getting advice from his flunky, and he said, "What about if we come in and record an interview with you?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fine." I said, "And to keep it well balanced, what I'll do is I'll film that interview." Oh, the silence is deafening. I never heard from him again. But this, I'll now hand you over. I just want to thank everyone for coming. And do you know, I've come all the way up from Milton Keynes today. Do you know why? Just to fucking save one of you. Just to save one of you.